time. If I haven't put him on my list, shame on me. Number 4 was Brian Diaz to me. Brian Diaz was really, really good.
Now, when was he around?
He was in the 80s.
In the 80s? Okay.
He fought. The storyline is that him and Kevin were best friends growing up and this and that, and Brian Diaz turned on him at one of the television shows, and him and Gino Hernandez were tag team champions for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And they fought against the Von Erichs a lot. Another rival. Brian Diaz always liked. There's something about him. But he was one of the favorites. Another one was Rick Rude.
Okay.
A lot of people don't remember Rick Rude there. I do. Rick Rude was very good. This is where he really got his start. You know, just like Kurt Hennig got his start up in AWA. You know, Rick Rude was still from up that area. Rick Rude, to me, got his start down in world class.
Okay.
He was champion there for a little bit.
All right.
Then he went to Georgia. But he cut his teeth there. Okay. The next one is number 2 for me is the Von Erichs. To me, Kerry Von Erich was my favorite.
Yeah.
And he had the most charisma. Was he best in the ring? No. That would have been Kevin or David was the best in the ring. But Kerry, to me, had the most charisma. He had the best body. He was the best in shape. And you look at one of the Von Erichs, he had the best chance to really make it at WWE or WWF. That's what I thought. And, of course, he came in as the Texas Tornado, and and unfortunately, you know, he took his own life at a young age. We don't ever know what will happen with him in WWF.
Yeah.
But he was an Intercontinental Champion for a little bit.
Oh yeah, he was the Texas Tornado. I'm remembering that now.
But you know, he was. I never remember. I didn't know back then he was wrestling one leg, which is incredible.
I don't think anybody
because you couldn't tell.
No.
So, but Kerry Von Erich was my favorite out of the Von Erichs. But Von Erichs, the name itself has to be in top 5 for world class. I mean, their daddy, Fritz Von Erich, ran world class. Just like, you know, Vern Gagne did in AWA. So, but, and number 1 for me, Fabulous Freebirds.
All right.
Without question.
Yeah.
The first one to really introduce The Rock, you know, into their own entrance and really to try to get that. WWF tried to go mainstream, and they did. But you got to remember, Michael P.S.A. is the first one to actually do it.
Yeah.
You know, as an entrance, and they probably didn't do it the best way. But Terry Gordy, amazing. Buddy Rogers, amazing. These guys were awesome. And at a later point in the career, you put gorgeous Jimmy Garvin was part of the Fabulous Freebirds.
Oh, yeah.
So, the Freebirds, to me, you know, number 1. There are some amazing, amazing people that was in world class. You had Dula the Butcher. You had Andre the Giant at one point. Billy Jack Haynes. What?
I forgot about Kamala being in there.
Kamala was there too. You had Black Bart. You had Bobby Eaton, Bobby Fulton of the Fantastics. Bruiser Brody was one of my favorites.
Bruiser Brody, that's the one I wanted to put on my list. And Bruiser Brody.
Buddy Roberts, the Natural Butch Reed, was in there. Mick Foley was in there. Big John Studd was in there. Oh yeah,
he started there. I forgot about that. Mick Foley did start there.
Yep. Bam Bam Bigelow was another great one I could have added on the list. The Ultimate Warrior, who was the Dingo Warrior at the time. Amazing. Like I said, Gary Hart, Gene Hernandez, Harley Race was there. Iceman Parsons. Jake the Snake Roberts started there. Jeff Jarrett was there. Jerry Lawler was there. Jim Cornette. Jimmy Garvin, what we talked about. Jimmy Jack Funk, Kamala, Junkyard Dog. Junkyard Dog, really, that's where he got over there. Kevin Sullivan, King Kong Bundy, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
Coco Beware.
Coco
a lot of
Beware.
people don't realize Matt Bourne, who was Larry Doink the Clown. That's where he started.
Oh.
Missy Hyatt, Michael Hayes. Mil Mascaris was there for a little bit. One Man Gang, Paul Bearer, who was Percy Pringle.
Oh, yeah.
Percy Pringle was awesome. He was the brother love there. Ric Flair was there for a little bit. Rick Rude. Shawn Michaels got his start there in Texas. Stone Cold Steve Austin had a big rivalry with Brian Diaz in the 90s.
Yeah.
Dr. Death Steve Williams. Terry Funk, Terry Gordy, Terry Taylor. The Great Kabuka. I remember the Missing Link was always a great one to me.
Yeah.
The Undertaker was there. Big Mark Callis was there.
Yeah.
Tony Adams and Tony Atlas.
Oh.
I mean, there was a ton of people there.
Wow.
I'm trying to remember any. Bill Mercer was a great announcer. I always liked Bill Mercer as an announcer. He was good.
Yeah, I mean, WCCW really helped develop a lot of the superstars that you saw later on in life. And I mean, I completely believe that. I mean, but again, and it might be because I'm biased. Doesn't matter. Michael P.S. Hayes. I still really believe that without the Freebirds, that you wouldn't see WCCW as long as you did. I really don't. I think they had a big impact on that place.
Oh yeah, they definitely had that, and on the sake of Texas.
Yeah.
But you have to, if you haven't seen the tragedy DVD that's on Beyond the Ring on the WWE Network, you should. But go to YouTube and watch some of the old matches they had. They were really good matches. The storylines was 80s storylines, but it was very good. Next week on the show, like we said, we're going to do top 5 TLC matches of all time.
Yeah.
Since the pay-per-view is this weekend, this Sunday, which you can watch on WWE Network for $9.99. It depends where you're at. If you're in JP's area, it's $6.99 because of the internet connection.
No.
I think at your house it might like $5.99.
No.
Yes, no.
Mine's like, apparently because my internet connection's so good, it's like, $11.99.
$11.99, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Goes up with wherever you live.
Awesome, dude. But next week we're going to do top 5 TLC matches. Like I said, you can tweet us at WWA Show or go to WrestlingAttitude.com to vote on your favorite, and I'll have the poll up tomorrow, so that way you can vote.
All right.
And hopefully little Steven will have some questions for you on the Facebook page.
Probably.
Yeah, okay. I've had an interesting week. I wanted to share a tweet. Earlier this week, I guess I kind of asked for it. When you ask Stone Cold Steve Austin a question, I guess you get an honest answer.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, at least he answers. I give him that. So shout out to Stone Cold. If you never listen to his podcast, probably one of the best ones to listen to.
Yeah, you need to listen to
Besides Wrestling Attitude.
Well, of course. But, if we're not available, which we always are.
On Stitcher, iTunes, and Spreaker.
That is
in your
correct.
local areas.
Yeah. And
All
even
over
if
your
you're
areas.
not in your local areas, if you're like, in Japan right now, hey, domo arigato, people in Japan. Thanks for listening to us.
Yeah, in Germany, thank you.
Yeah.
Dusha.com.
Gesundheit, Germany.
Gesundheit, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm German and
That's
I don't
horrible.
even know any.
That's horrible. I'm Scottish. I don't know any Scottish. What's your point?
Well,
I'm just
that
kidding.
has nothing to do
I
with it.
know. But in all seriousness, I did share I'm going to share a tweet I had with Stone Cold. I asked him any tips on running a podcast, a wrestling podcast. And, of course.
Great question, by the
Well,
way.
I was just trying to I only have 140 characters I can tweet. So, I wasn't like, hey, dude, you want to be on a podcast? No. Yeah, I was trying
That's
to
not
be
140
nice.
characters.
Anyway, I was like, hey, any tips on running a successful podcast? And he sent me a tweet saying, yeah, that guy, Lewis Steven, you got on the show, get him off. That's what he told me.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
No, he sent me a tweet back saying, just turn on the mics, hit the record button, and start shooting the shit. That's all. So I tweeted him back.
Any better than Stone Cold
So I
Steve
tweeted
Austin.
him back, said, that's priceless Stone Cold Steve Austin. I said, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Anytime you're in Charlotte, let me know.
Yes, please. Please.
Nah,
we'd love to have you on the show.
But no, it's funny. I had to share that tweet. It's funny.
Yeah, no.
I asked for it, though. I asked the guy, and he gave me a straight answer, which is great.
I mean, it's one thing I got to give Steve Austin credit, man. He's, he's not wrestling anymore, but he's still big in the media world. He's
got an award-winning show now.
Yes.
I mean, Redneck Island. Unbelievable.
Oh, man, I can't watch that stuff.
And
I saw that the other day. I'm like, that's Steve Austin.
You know, it is a funny show.
It's just him drinking beer. That's all it is.
Pretty much.
That's
but it's
all
a funny
it
show.
is.
What was his wrestling days like?
Drinking beer and wrestling.
Yes.
Wrestling was involved, sir.
Yes, it was. But there was a lot more beer drinking than wrestling, probably.
Oh, yeah.
All right. But anyway, he awesome guy. Listen to his show. Listen to our show.
If you want.
If you got time.
Yeah, if you got that. Yeah.
If you got time.
Well, we're not going to hassle you with it.
No, and you can watch it. You can listen to us for free.
Yeah, we don't make you pay $9.99 for us.
I mean, if you want to send us $9.99,
I mean,
that's
thanks.
fine. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll send you back a thumbs up, and we'll send you back a picture of my
We
thumb
will send
saying,
you
thank you.
We will send you an autographed picture of Steven.
Yes, little Steven will do an autograph signing.
Well, you can't get rid of. Anyway, we're getting off topic. This Sunday's big pay-per-view is TLC.
TLC. Man, you seem so frustrated. What's on your mind?
I don't know. Something's missing this weekend.
Something?
Yeah.
Something's missing?
Yeah. Might be a title. I mean, we got. Actually, from top to bottom, the matches are pretty good. From top to bottom. Let's get into it. We're gonna go ahead and make picks. You go last. JP goes first. I go second. I guess.
Yeah.
That's how we work.
Yeah, I guess that's how it works.
This week, the kickoff show match is the New Day versus Gold and Stardust. I wonder who's going to wrestle out of the three of these guys. Xavier probably won't wrestle. It'll be the other two.
I don't think Xavier. He's the smart guy of the group, I guess. I guess he's just like he's kind of like a manager / like I'm just here right now,
which is good.
So yeah, I mean he's not a bad wrestler. I've seen him wrestle. He's not bad, but I'd rather it be just Kofi and Big E. Because I like that. I like having the brute force and then the high flyer. It's cool.
All right, the New Day, I would have been more excited if these guys would come out in suits and just like, we won't beat your ass. I would have been more excited than that than chanting.
It's a new day, man. It's a new day.
What kind of good news you gonna bring? I mean, I'm just saying. What good news you gonna bring? Kofi Kingston is gonna lose this week. Kofi Kingston is going to do a spot in the Royal Rumble.
Nope, not this week.
I think they missed the boat on the New Day.
Yeah.
I mean, they can still do stuff with. I want to see where they go with these guys. But at least they're doing something with them. I'll give them that.
All right.
Versus Gold and Stardust. You talk about a team that has fallen. I mean, they were tag team champions a month ago, and now they're in the kickoff show versus New Day. and they're probably going to lose.
You'll see him